Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Body, Mind, and Wallet Report. I am Senior Ruby Ambassador Anna Rose.
And I'm Nancy Webster, also Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus.
And we are so happy to be your host for the evening. We have an exciting 30 minutes planned for you, so we're happy you joined in and really excited about what you're going to learn tonight about our awesome products. We're super excited. So to start out tonight, I just want to read a disclaimer about what you're going to hear tonight, just because we're not professionals here. We're just sharing what we love and love to share with people. So I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. And hold on one moment. It's not wanting to work for me. Hopefully the screen share will work. There we go. Okay. Here we are. All right. This workshop is for educational purposes only and is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition. This event is not sponsored by Plexus Worldwide. The results people get varies from person to person, and Plexus does not claim to cure, treat, or prevent any disease. All right, so we just had to get that out of the way. And we are so excited about what you're going to hear tonight. And so without any further ado, we're going to turn it over to our friend Samantha Sampson. And she is a certified master herbalist. And I actually had the privilege of meeting her a couple weeks ago in person. And she is just as much fun in person as she is online, except for more so. And so she lives in Washington State, just south of Seattle. And you're going to love hearing from her. So, Samantha, welcome.
Hi. Okay, like Anna said, I'm a master herbalist, but that's not how I started out. Brief backstory, I was a military brat, and now I'm a military wife. And anyone who is a member of the military knows that anytime, anything, you go see a doctor, it's all covered, but you go see a doctor and automatically, one of two things is going to happen, probably both. You're either going to get Motrin or you're going to get antibiotics. I mean, you have a hangnail, they give you Motrin because it hurts. And then they give you an antibiotic because it might get infected. So that's how I grew up all my life. So it's no wonder that when I started high school and I started getting my monthly visitors, they were erratic and not very nice, and was just causing myriads of problems. So that at that time, I didn't know this, but my body was saying, there's a problem and it needs to be corrected. Well, I didn't know that. So I just continued on the path that I was on. And when I came into adulthood later, started having problems compounding because we live in a toxic world. And our body has the ability to get rid of toxins, but only at a certain amount. So once that you get more toxins in, then your body can take out or get rid of, things start to happen, symptoms start to build up and things happen. We think that that's normal, but it's really not. So went to see a doctor, had some problems, went to see a doctor, and I was told basically that the prescription was my only option, this certain prescription for this certain problem. And I refused to believe that. I was like, what about a dietary lifestyle change? What about changing my habits, whatever, starting exercise? Well, I was exercising, but what about eating differently? No, that was my only option. So I refused to, that's what I was told. I refused to believe that. So I went home and I started researching and learning, and one thing led to another, and ended up, now I've been living basically a holistic lifestyle for about a decade. I became an herbalist because I know that our bodies are designed with an incredible propensity to heal, but they need help. Like I said, we live in a toxic world. So that started my journey, health journey. I have been anything as I started school and I started learning things. My husband was on board and he was encouraging, but anything I learned, I used my family as guinea pigs. So we have done some nasty things. Oh, from raw liver to spirulina to, it doesn't matter. I would make my own smoothies. I would make my own probiotics, and anything I could hide in that smoothie in the morning, I would do it. Okay, so the boys have, I have 3 boys, they have stomachs of billy goats. They can eat anything. Why? Because I made them eat all of it, because it was so good for you, and we're going to heal our bodies, and we're all on board, and we're going to do it. Oh, it was horrible. Anyway, all of that stuff, paleo, vegan, whatever. I'm not saying that paleo and vegan is horrible, but the things that I would H2O2, just whatever, you name it, we tried it in the name of health. We're going to get healthy, right? So basically, I liken that to playing whack-a-mole. All of those things that I was doing were helping a little bit, but I wasn't getting the foundational balance in the body that I was trying to get. I wasn't getting that. We were playing whack-a-mole, and it was very frustrating, and it was very expensive, and it was the stories my boys have. You know what? That's what I did. I did that because everybody needs fodder when they go see a therapist later in their life to blame their parents. Well, now my boys have lots of fodder and they can go see that therapist. Okay. Anyway, so all of that, when I was introduced to Plexus by a good friend of mine who is another herbalist, dear friend of mine, I did what almost anybody would do. You know, I Googled it, right? So then I read on Google, there's all these great things that I'm reading, but you know what? I zero in on that one bad thing, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. So what do? I take the advice of an angry stranger online over my dear friend, like any normal sane person would do. That's what I did. Anyway, my friend was nice. She persisted because she knows how important this was and how much it would benefit. So I ended up researching, I started looking into it, and I was like, oh my word, all of this stuff that's in these products are what I've been trying to do for years, right? The way to heal the body, there's three main things. You have to bring the body in, you have to relieve stress from the body. You have to bring the gut health into a proper balance, and you have to bring the nutrients back, right? So that's what basically the triplex is what we like to, the triplex is the favorite in Plexus, because it does basically those things. So first, the triplex, one of the things is Slim is the cornerstone. And in this is a pink drink, and it gets its color from beetroot, and beets are excellent. The flavor comes from stevia. Stevia has many benefits of its own. But anyway, when I was turned off on this because it says Slim. Really, I wish this was called Balance, because that's what it does. It basically balances your insulin, and your insulin is your master hormone in charge of all your other hormone communication. Oh, my dog wants to go out. Awesome. In charge of all your other hormone communication, from your digestive hormone, your reproductive hormone, your sleep hormone, your stress hormone. Cortisol is your stress hormone. And when your body is under stress, and I don't just mean emotional stress, stress comes from not getting proper sleep. Stress comes from eating too much sugar. Stress comes from coffee. Sorry, I went there. Stress comes from not using the restroom as often as you're supposed to. It comes in all forms. It comes from, you know, the chemicals that are in the air, the EMFs that are going through all around us, all this, it puts our body under stress. Now, under normal circumstances, I shouldn't say normal, America's normal in being unhealthy, but if your body is operating properly and things are balanced, then the amount of toxins that are coming in, your body can get rid of those things. But when you're stressed, when your body is stressed and your insulin is up and down, and you're having sugar cravings, and you're crashing in the afternoon, and you're sleepy, and you're tired, and you're grumpy, or for the females, your monthly visitors are crazy and they won't go away and they last forever, and they just bring all these, you know, you're sneezing, you can't sleep, but you feel like there's, you know, all of this, it's an indication that your body is under stress. Things are not the way they're supposed to be in your body. So when you balance your insulin and you balance your blood sugar, it helps balance all of your other hormones, and it brings your hormone communication, kind of like takes the duct tape off of Mr. Logic's mouth, right? Now he's free to speak, and now it unleashes his handcuffs. He's free to walk around, and you're free to make choices about your food that are not craving driven. Like I used to hide, I was addicted to sugar. Growing up, I was addicted to sugar, but then when I became an herbalist, I was still addicted to sugar, but I justified it because it was organic and it's okay. No, it's still sugar and your body still reacts poorly. So I would hide those cookies in the back of the closet, send the kids to bed, and then go snack on cookies. The boys already know that. It's not a secret anymore. So things like that. So this is So that's what Slim will help, is balance your insulin, and it helps reduce those cravings. Actually, mine went away, and now I can actually choose to eat desserts. A lot of times I choose not to. What? That's crazy. Do you know there's such a thing as leftover pie? There is. I've seen it in my house since I started this. Anyway, so that's the first thing, balancing insulin. The second part of the triplex combo is probiotic, Probio 5. This is incredible because this is a, oh, one more thing about this, balance. I wish this was called balance because this has, we all are the same in what our bodies need. Our bodies all need balance. We all have blood sugar. We all have guts. We all need proper things like this, but it's our bodies are different in how they react to either coming into the balance, where some people start through detox and some people don't. And also it's our bodies are different in how they react to imbalances. Like you've heard of people smoking for years and years and years and they don't end up with lung cancer, and another person could smoke for a couple of years and they end up with lung cancer because their bodies react differently to imbalances. So that's why some people can eat the same diet and just they have different you know, some people get constipated, some people get diarrhea, whatever. It just depends on how your body's going to react to those imbalances. So like cayenne pepper, the capsicum and cayenne pepper, you can use it on a wound externally and it will stop bleeding, but if you take it internally, it opens up the veins and your blood flows faster. So there's a balance. The cayenne pepper has different properties. You know, it'll do different things for different people based on how it's used. So this balancing blood sugar, it's about balance and hormone communication. Awesome. And then this is the Probio 5. This has, it's actually 3-in-1. This is going to reduce stress off the body because insulin up and down is stressful. This is going to bring proper health back to your, gut. And 85-90% of diseases start in your gut. When there's an imbalance, it starts here and then it goes from there. So this is going to help get rid of the detrimental yeasts in your body, and it actually has beneficial yeasts. You can research the good yeasts that are in here. They're incredible. So this is 3-in-1. It has enzymes in here, and enzymes like serrapeptase, for example. Serrapeptase goes through your body and it scavenges any proteins that are not where they're supposed to be. When your gut is not operating properly, you can get holes in your intestines, and then the proteins that are supposed to pass through and do all these good things, they escape and then they go and reside in whatever area of your body they feel like. So if they reside in your knees, you know, it can cause knee pain and inflammation and just all myriads of problems from the proteins that leak in your gut. So this will go and scavenge your body. Serrapeptase goes and scavenges through your body for any proteins that are not where they're supposed to be. It also breaks down the protein that causes pain, the pain receptors. So, or not pain receptors, but causes pain. So serrapeptase goes and takes, there's lots of enzymes. Enzymes' job is to break down proteins. So that's what they, especially, boy, if you don't have a gallbladder, the gallbladder's job is to break down fats. You really need enzymes if you don't have one of those. Anyway, our bodies are not disposable. They're not supposed to be. Okay, so let's see. It has enzymes. Oh, and it's also probiotics, and it's also an antifungal. It has grapeseed extract. And if you search and do some research on grapeseed extract, that's cool in itself. So this is like buying 3 products in one, but it's one. Very easy. People have said, oh, it only has 2 billion CFUs in it. Colony forming units. The reason why it has not 20 billion or whatever, like the super fancy expensive probiotics out there, is because it doesn't need to. It actually has an enzyme that breaks down the hard exoskeleton of the bad yeast. Like the exoskeleton of the bad yeast is like, it's like crab or lobster. It has that hard exoskeleton, and the enzymes in here, certain enzyme in here will go in and break that exoskeleton, break through it, so that the bad yeast in there gets flushed out of your body. You're never going to get rid of it completely, but you're going to get rid of it. We're born with that certain bad bacteria because its job is to decompose our bodies when we die. lovely, right? But that's its job. So when we have a diet that's not high in fermented foods, or it's not nutrient dense or whatever, it gets in our gut and it just sits there and it rots and it becomes the food for the bad yeast and it just thrives on it. Bad bacteria craves bad food. Good bacteria craves good food. So that's why people find when they start this, like me, I started this and I was craving the foods I know I should eat. I wasn't craving those foods. I was craving the foods I knew I shouldn't eat. But as I started on this, I noticed that was a difference. I started craving the foods that were actually good for me. Like what? I'm craving that raw, vegan, whatever. Anyway, I'm not saying that you're going to be vegan if you start this. Don't worry. Okay. My husband still loves this meat. Okay. So that's this. And this and the BioCleanse are linked together like a happy married couple. This is the daddy because he's big, and this is the mommy because he's the bottle small. See? I'm just kidding. Anyway, this is like, I like to think this is oxygenated magnesium. It's not like milk of magnesia or something like that, because this is oxygenated magnesium. This, and I wish I was a biochemist so I could explain the details, but I cannot. All I know, oxygenated magnesium. You heard of oxygen therapy? Disease cannot function in an oxygen-rich environment. So when you're taking this and it's going through your blood system and it's giving extra oxygen molecules, your body can now, it's like, like steroids for your immune system. It makes you very strong, right? No, I'm not. Anyway, the point is it strengthens your immune system. It goes and scavenges through the body for the oxygen molecule. Disease can't function where you're rich in oxygen. And when there's an imbalance and your gut is not operating properly and you don't have proper magnesium, which most of America is magnesium deficient, it causes pain in the head. It causes cramping everywhere, in your colon, in your monthly visitors. That'll hurt there too. Leg cramps, whatever. All of it. It goes hand in hand. The body's all linked. So this is like the garbage man. You take this cleans out the bad guys, right? Or this gets rid of the bad guys, kills the bad guys, gives the good guys that proliferate, and some of the good guys feed on the bad guys. So this, and then this is the garbage man that comes and takes out the junk that is building up from this, right? So think about this. I brought a little prop because everybody loves props, right? Okay, look at this. What's this? Oh, it's flour. You know how heavy it is? 5 pounds. Okay, look at this. Now we're going to do math, right? Along with science. 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. The average person has this much poo-poo in their body or more, up to 20 pounds, depending on how big you are. Can you imagine? Do I want to carry these around every day with me? Flour? No, this is heavy. This is just flour. But think about if it's poo-poo. Who wants that? Not me. Anyway, so that's nasty. Okay, this stuff helps get rid of this stuff, the nasty stuff. Okay, and I'm not saying that you're going to go have diarrhea. Okay, if you take too much magnesium, we all know that you'll have very loose stools. But you find the balance on this, and the average person, you are supposed to be going average movements a day, 3 to 5. Now, probably 5 movements a day are the people who are like completely vegan and raw and totally, athletic and active and all this stuff. But if you're eating food, where's it going? It needs to be coming out. If it's going in, it should be coming out. So if you're only eating once a day and you're only having one poo-poo a day, that's fine. But if you're eating more than once a day, you probably should be going more than once a day. Okay, that's just a thought. Keep that in mind. Okay, so this is the triplex, right? Awesome. And this is really awesome. This is X Factor vitamin, and taken with the triplex, people like to call it the Fab Four. This is incredible because it is not just a vitamin. I used to make my own herbal vitamins. It was extensive. It was a lot of money, a lot of effort, because I was trying to, bring nutrients to the body. Well, if your body is not healed and your gut is not operating properly, it's not absorbing nutrients. You can eat all the organic food you want, and if your gut is not working right, you're not absorbing what you're supposed to be absorbing. On average, the average person, American with a sad American diet, standard American diet, absorbs 3 to 5% of the nutrients in their food. Now, think about that if you're eating like fast food, or you're eating dead food, or you're eating overcooked food, or whatever. 3 to 5% of nothing is nothing, right? Think about this. If you're eating all these organic foods and all this fancy, expensive stuff like I was doing, but your gut is not operating properly because you have too many bad yeast and bad bacteria in there, and it's blocking the nutrients, the proteins are escaping, all this bad stuff's happening, you're not absorbing all the food that all the nutrients that you're supposed to. If your gut is operating properly, you're absorbing up to 30% of the food that you're consuming. So think about that. We're not really absorbing every single nutrient that we can. This helps with that because of the methylated aloe, and methylated is just a fancy way to say that your body can utilize the nutrients that are in this. I've had friends who have jobs of cleaning out outhouses, and in the sludge, there are myriads of vitamins in there. So basically, people are popping vitamins and they're just coming straight out, because if they're not methylated and they're not put together correctly, your body can't utilize it and absorb it. So the aloe in here, aloe itself, we all know that aloe, if you get a sunburn or you get burns or whatever, you can use aloe on your body. This aloe is incredible because it has a healing. It's incredibly healing. But aloe itself is in this, and aloe actually increases nutrient absorption by 300 to 400%. So this actually makes this work better, and your body can absorb the nutrients. And aloe acts as like a taxi driver. It takes the nutrients to the specific cells in which they're deficient. So this is incredible. This will bring the nutrients back to the body once you've balanced your body, taken the stress off, healed the gut. Now you're going to bring nutrients back. So this is great. And then also, one of my favorites, there's all the products in Plexus are holistic and plant-based, and I love them. They're incredible. But this is one of my favorite too, because this is ease. This has bromelain from pineapples. It has turmeric. I used to make turmeric and black pepper pills when the boys were going through inflammation. I've seen turmeric itself get rid of staph, like start healing staph infection within an hour. It's incredible. So there's turmeric in here, there's bromelain, and there's green-lipped mussel, which means turmeric needs either black pepper or fat to be able to, for your body to be able to absorb it. Like that pepper and turmeric, pepper increases the turmeric by like 1,000%. It makes it like super strong. Anyway, so this has the turmeric, the black pepper, and the green-lipped mussel, and this is and serrapeptase has enzymes in there to help break down the proteins. Once again, the inflammation. This helps with pain. Incredible. This is really good stuff. So this, along with the triplex. But if you're going to start anywhere, dude, serious, start with this. Balance. It says balance. I mean, it says slim, should say balance. Anyway, this triplex is incredible. So I guess that's it in a nutshell, right?
Awesome. Thank you, Samantha. That was really good. I do have one quick question. You mentioned the slim and how it helps. Can you tell us, like, what is one of your most favorite ingredients in the slim? And tell us in about 3 minutes what it is.
Okay, favorite. I don't know. I'd have to say the chromium. And, well, I don't know if I have to pick one. Alpha lipoic acid, because alpha lipoic acid is like a gentle yet effective, mild liver cleanse. You could do it every day. I used to wake up in the morning and cut a lemon in half, squeeze the juice into water, drink it 20 minutes before you eat upon rising, because it really cleans out your liver. And that's what this does. So, or the alpha lipoic acid, that's what it does. And that's what's in here. So I love that part because it is like a very mild liver detox, and your liver is in charge of digestion. And if your body's not digesting things, trouble's going to happen. Things are going to leak where they're not supposed to leak. And so, yeah, I guess I would have to say that. But that's not the only thing.
What were you going to say about the chromium? You can cheat and say too.
Okay. Chromium, like all your cells need chromium for optimal to work good, okay? They just need it to work good. And it burns fat and not muscle, and that's what I like. And so see my husband, he eats some real fatty foods, and his waistline is getting smaller. What's up with that? Anyway, yeah, that happens too. It's a nice side effect. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That reminds me. So cayenne pepper, you know how it has like different things? I have seen people, okay, this is slim, but I've seen people gain weight on this. And I'm not, this is like underweight, skinny people, because when your body's imbalanced, we react differently to imbalance. Some people get like skinny, sickly skinny, or they just can't put on weight. I've seen people been able to put on weight because of this. And I've also seen people like myself, I lost 25 pounds, which is a nice side effect. That's not why I started, but bloaty face, gone. I have bones. It's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. I hope everyone tonight learned something. And Samantha, it is super fun. And we actually, tomorrow, are all heading to Dallas, Texas together. And we get to hang out with Samantha in person at the Plexus Leaders Retreat, which is going to be at the Gaylord Texan, like a 4-star resort or something like that, down in Texas. And so we're really, really excited about that. So, Samantha, what's something you're looking forward to about it, the retreat?
I don't know. I've never been to one, so I have no. Oh, Nancy, that's what I'm looking forward to. She's my roommate.
We'll have a good time.
Yeah, we're going to have a great time. So anyway, thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And do you have any final comments?
I don't think so. I think probably we could have about 4 or 5 more programs just on the ingredients and still have cool stuff to say. So maybe we'll do another one and tell about some more ingredients later.
Yep. All right. Well, be sure to join us for our next Body, Mind, and Wallet report, which will be on November the 5th. I know that's election day, but maybe you can take a break from our poll watching and join us for this, because we have another really exciting guest coming on, so you don't want to miss it. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Good night.